Black Balisong made one of the most beautiful, I dare say, grails in a sense. At least this is like sort of for me. And it's hard to see with the lighting. I'm sorry, I just have to deal with what I got because it's kind of dark out and turn on this light. But this is the Xolo V2 by Black Balisong. If you missed my unboxing video, the Xolo is designed off of the Aztec war club known as the Macuahuitl. Pardon my pronunciation if that's not very good. And the Macuahuitl is a wooden war club with obsidian spikes hammered in. So these teeth are meant to represent those spikes. And it is DE, but it does have a high spine on one side so that you can still chaplain and do twirls, which is great because if it didn't and it was teeth all the way down, I would be a little sad in the sense that I couldn't do my favorite tricks, but it would maybe look a little bit more symmetrical. Now, the V1 Xolo, the teeth only went downward, and so you didn't have like these teeth pointing upwards. And there are other V2 blades that instead of these trapezoids coming out, they are flipped in, so you have the shorter side coming out, and honestly, it kind of looks a little dorky to me. I think the teeth looking like this looks fucking sick. Now, also with my unboxing video, I said, this is visually one of the prettiest, most gorgeous Balisongs in my collection. And yet, it is unfortunately one of my least favorite to flip, in my collection at least. And that has not changed. There are a couple of things that I have noticed. One is that this blade is pretty short relative. There's a pretty solid amount of like channel space that is not being used, and I was thinking this blade is just awfully really light. It's very handle biased in my opinion, and I wish that the blade was longer. I don't know if that would necessarily add it like enough material to like balance it out, but then I was also like, I know that he's trying to make these blades interchangeable with his other handles. I have a Reaper V1, and the Reaper V1 channel is also like, it would be, if you extend this blade, it would be able to fit at least both of those handles. I don't have a DePurge or Robola handles. So yeah, I don't know if there was a way to add more weight to this, or maybe remove weight from these handles. Another big thing about these handles is while they're fucking gorgeous and represent a lot of Aztec art, he's a Mexican maker, and so he wanted to do a lot of tribute to the heritage. No, there are no fucking chamfers. There are 0 chamfers as far as I can tell. It's cool because you have like this terrace look, which again I think is a reference to like the ziggurats, these sort of line work, and it's really nice. It's just, but it's all edges. It's all corners. Everything is corners. Everything is just kind of pointy. These down here are kind of pointy. Everything is just a little uncomfortable to hold, and it sucks because I love looking at this. I have a fucking Damascus blade with like this copper coating on this, and like this green and bronze gold high. So because there's no chamfers on this, it's basically all edges. It's edges on the face, it's edges on the sides, like these corners, they're just edges. It's all just terraced edges and no chamfers. Over here, these points are pointy. There's no jimping either. There's this cool arrow. I love the arrow look, but it's also just not super functional jimping like it has, and it's hefty. This is like a 4.6 ounce knife. So, despite the arrow, it doesn't have a ton of grip, and it's just not comfortable. Unfortunately, it's like really pretty, but it's not comfortable. Even on the blade, like while this spine is really nice, over here the Zen cup is really large, and so like I find that with a Zen cup that's that large, it's kind of just like grinding against your finger. Because this corner of the Zen cup is against your finger, and it goes around it the whole way through, and so that's an awkward thing about large Zen cups. It's just not comfortable at all. Ow! Like, the teeth are cool. They are a little sharp. I would not recommend using it as a knife. I don't think Black Balisong does either. Theoretically, you could use it to cut bread if you're fucking insane. But this is a Balisong that's more art. It is just, unfortunately for me, it's too handle biased, but largely just too uncomfortable. And I would certainly not now that it's anodized, but like my brain is like, would I sand down these corners? And I don't know. I wish he sanded them down more. I think these, like, 4.6 is not a bad weight for a Balisong. I just wish that the blade was heavier. And I don't know how you could get a heavier blade besides making it slightly longer. And even then, like, maybe it's just a matter of the handles being way too thick. There's certainly more material that you can remove if you want to remove the interior things. That would probably be a lot harder to mill. And, I don't know. It's just a little frustrating because this Balisong is just so fucking pretty. It is just so fucking beautiful. And I have it as Damascus. And so, like, I think this is honestly more of a showpiece and a looker than a flipper. But damn, I wish my lookers were also good flippers. And some of them are. My Saren is so fucking good. My Zyzix, my Cygnus. I cannot wait for my Cygnus to get back. I'm going to get a Thistle back, lasered. I'm probably going to sell that Thistle. It's going to be quite a looker. And it's a beautiful handmade knife. But yeah, the Xolo is just uncomfortable. That's its biggest issue. Handle bias is a preference thing. But sharp corners everywhere, and quite literally everywhere except for like the interior channel, but you know, all of the sides here and the face and the ends are all just kind of sharp and uncomfortable. And even the not sharpened, like even the not sharp corner of the Zen Cup is just a thing that affects chaplains and chorals in a way that's like not a deal breaker, but certainly not a good thing. And yeah, oops, sorry. It's really difficult to ladder this because of the weight imbalance and the and lack of jimping in the corners. So yeah, I think this Balisong could be so much more than it is. I don't regret buying this. I got a good deal on it, and so I paid for a Damascus blade. No, sorry, I got a Damascus blade, but paid for the base version. And I want to say that total I spent like 500 total. Let me double check this actually. So this Balisong is worth a total of, sorry, I'm gonna pull up my spreadsheet. Xolo, where are you? Why is it not here? Oh, because I pre-ordered it like a bajillion years ago, I guess. Xolo V2. It is valued at $590, and I spent $460 on it. So like I got a discount on this, and there's always a lot of big discounts. Like I don't think it's going on anymore, but it's like if you bought a Xolo V2, you also got a Channel Reaper V2, which is a crazy 2-for-1 deal. But these handles are, I don't know, if there was like, I don't even think like the terrace look is really cool, and I understand the design language and the reason for it, but like if you could just sand it down a little bit, I don't even know. You know, if you sand it down too much, then it just loses its visual distinction. But like the face is just not comfortable. It sucks. I could put up with the face, but like the corners, the edges, the bottom of it too is just not really doing itself any favors. I don't know. It's so cool. And if it was better balanced, like again, it's like a preference thing for handle bias, but like I don't know. I think you could argue that the balance is not very good, even if you do like handle bias knives. This is just a very heavy set of handles. They're very chunky, and they're not very long either. So I don't know. I think the Xolo is really cool visually, and it means a lot culturally as a homage to Aztec art and design and meaning and everything, and oh god damn, it looks so fucking nice. It's just not comfortable to fucking flip, and that breaks my heart just a little bit, but not so much that I'm not gonna sell this. I'm really happy to have a Damascus blade, and I think that the cool factor of how it looks does outweigh the less than stellar flipping experience. But hey, not all of my flippers are the best flippers. Some of my flippers are good lookers. But yeah, this has been the Black Balisong Xolo V2. It's spelled Xolo. But I know it's pronounced Xolo because it's based off of Xolo, which is the god of death or something. It's the sibling of Quetzalcoatl, and I know there's a dog breed that's named after that god. But yeah, not to mention, I guess the last thing I want to say is the hardware is not. It's not my favorite. It's T8 and T6 for T6 for like the Zen screws. I think the sound is okay. It doesn't have a ton of bounce, and that's even with lubricant on. So yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot of like, I know I'm harping on this because I'm being very critical of its flipping, but overall, I am happy to own this. I am happy to have this, and this might not be a lifer, but it's certainly something that's going to stay in my collection for a while. So this is the Xolo V2 by Black Balisong. Costs, I think, $360 or so for a base version, and for like the Damascus version, it's like $490 or whatever. And yeah, if you like this, like the video, subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna do a giveaway at 500 followers, and I'm doing mostly daily uploads again until I run out of things to do content for again. But yeah, I don't know, I do cool things. Subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on the show, though. I like the Channel Reaper V2 the most, but if you have any thoughts on the show, let me know your thoughts. And yeah, have a nice day. Happy flipping, and I don't fucking know.